I know this is hard to believe, but the FC25 beta that just came out is broken. People can't play it. The game modes don't even appear. You can't start a game with certain cards, otherwise the game crashes. How this shit continues to happen, but I guess we're going to talk about it today. It makes for an interesting video. EA employees about as useful as a screen door in a submarine or a one-handed juggler, if I was to take a page out of Mark Goldbridge's book for a sec. The beta continues, though. We do have more leaks about the beta and more news to talk about with there, and also a new hero is confirmed to be in the game next year that we've not even talked about yet. So if you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Let's get into everything now. Thanks for being here. Subscribe if you are new, of course. And Peter Crouch did come out. He has Finesse Shot Plus and Aerial Plus, by the way. So if you're still playing this game, sorry that you're gonna have to go up against that card occasionally because he's gonna be insane. And also, I'll open this Greats of the Game Futties icon pick again for this video today because we're just gonna open packs at this point in the year. Who gives a shit anymore? But okay, so Twitter and Reddit have been kind of going crazy over the last day or so of people just not being able to play the beta. If you got an invite for the beta, the closed beta, that is, some people just can't even play it. I'd say it's about 50-50, honestly. I'd show you some screenshots and stuff, some video clips, but I can't because EA would press the big red button on me, so I'm gonna show you Reddit posts because there's only text. But first problem, PSA for beta players, don't use Trent in Rush. Trent Alexander-Arnold causes a data mismatch in Rush. Try and avoid using him. The game crashes. Nice. And their replies are all saying, how are you even playing? I'm just stuck on the news tab. People getting the beta, downloading it, and then it only says FC News on the tab where like it says Ultimate Team and Career Mode like it does in FC24. It just says News and that's it. I mean, there's a plethora of glitches right now. It's SBC glitches I saw a couple of Reddit posts about. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is ridiculous. And obviously people are gonna say, hey, you know, it's just a beta. So you're gonna have glitches. You're gonna have things that are not as done as they're gonna be during the full release. The question is, do you buy that? Because God knows I don't. The game's gonna come out right now. Well, the way the game is right now is like 97% done, basically. Unless that happens to change this year, where we see a lot of changes between the beta and the full release. We've never seen a lot of changes. So the unfortunate thing is it just shows you that no matter pretty much what happens in terms of how glitchy the game is on launch or whatever, it doesn't matter to EA nearly as much because one, obviously, monopoly, right? UFL actually is gonna come out in September. We'll talk about that too. But also, side note quick, when a game comes out like Cyberpunk 2077, or let's see, what's another broken release game? Let's say Fallout 76 or No Man's Sky, right? When these games come out and they're just broken on release, people just trash it. It's dumped. Some games do end up redeeming themselves, but you know, it gets such terrible PR at the start that it's really, really bad for the company. The reason that will just not happen with FC is because one, monopoly, we talked about that, but two, addiction. This is a game that's not like a normal video game. This is a gambling simulator. This is a casino disguised as a football game. You can't get that same dopamine playing other games that you can playing this game if you're a pack addict, right? So you're always going to be there. Doesn't matter what the hell they serve up to you. They can serve up shit on a silver platter and you'll just eat it up because you have the addiction to pack openings. You as in those people who still have that addiction, right? So it doesn't even matter what really at the end of the day they're going to serve up to most people because they're going to have the whales regardless. The majority of that money spent in microtransactions, they're just not going to lose almost no matter what the hell comes out. They're definitely not going to lose it in game sales. So this is why, to me, way more important than the game sales is the microtransactions. Most of these games don't even make a profit off of the game sales. It's all microtransactions. That's where they make billions of dollars is off of just FIFA point purchases. So okay, we could like stop doing that, or at least try to stop if you have a problem. That would be great. Okay, now that that's over, Carlos Tevez, we have like the leaked pictures for here, and this is what their card looks like. The official stats are here. They're from the beta, but obviously it's just beta ratings. It's not confirmed. There's Tevez. We saw Ginola yesterday. Technical plus once again, of course, with him. I wonder if we'll see any playstyle plus changes at all with anybody in terms of heroes or icons, or even, you know, the gold cards like we talked about. Any playstyle plus changes. I made a video on that maybe a month ago of all the people that changed in head-to-head. The playstyle changes that we saw, either added one, subtracted one, or they just changed. But I do wonder if we'll see any hero or icon changes. It wouldn't make any sense, but knowing EA, we could see it. And Lucio is there as well, block plus as well. So okay, we got this news. Mohamed Noor, I think, first confirmed hero for FC25. Today he was at the Al Ittihad Stadium to record the advertisement. It would be a rating of 88, and this is just a concept art of what the card will look like. The rating is 88. He's gonna be way better than what the this card is here from Wet Design. This is posted before we know the official rating now. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who this is. I have no idea. If you guys know who this is, please tell me in the comments. He's our first confirmed new hero. It's guaranteed he'll be in the game now, so that is definitely something. And we also got Tim Howard added to the testing pool. Welcome to my club. Welcome to my starting 11, Tim Howard. Premier League hero as well, which probably make him even more expensive, but happy to see as American that Tim Howard might be in next year's game. Okay, now on to the career mode deep dive, where people are actually pretty positive about these changes. I do want to give EA their flowers and they deserve it. I think that the biggest feature in the new career mode this year is just a live star points to me. I think this is a massive addition. If you're a career mode player, you can start from any point in the season. The real life table and real life, you know, everything basically is a massive W. It allows for so much more different storytelling in career modes that we're just not there previously. So that is a huge change to me that I really want to give EA their credit for, because as a career mode player myself who plays it like kind of once Ultimate Team starts dying down a bit post Team of the Year, I start playing career mode more often. This is a feature I'm super excited for, so I got to give them their credit for that. Women's manager career is now a thing. You can play like I think 5 of the women's leagues, the top 5 women's leagues I want to say you can play as. They also call it snapshots, where you can kind of start a career mode at a certain time that they'll end up deciding what that is. Say a manager's sacked at a certain time, you can, I guess they'll make a snapshot of that. You can start it then, or whatever drama goes on. Like I said, that is a really good feature for me. The screenshot they showed looks something like this. I think that looks great. It's also available in player career mode as well. We keep going on. FCIQ in career mode, it's just more of the same FCIQ stuff. I really don't know what this is going to look like or what it's going to look like at all, to be honest with you. I'm not that excited for it, considering I've heard like nobody say that's been playing the beta that it's a huge improvement offensive AI wise. You probably won't know that until Ultimate Team's been played for a few weeks, but none of this stuff really interests me too much, to be honest with you, of what the tactics and stuff are going to look like. You know, players now have roles and stuff like that, even in career mode. Okay. Development plans have changed too, to add in roles now as well. Press conferences are a little bit different. They are no longer going to be super easy. You have to like kind of control the players' morale a little bit better. If you constantly give the answer that kind of is the quote unquote right answer every time, players will get stagnant more often now, which I think is kind of a cool little feature there. But the biggest thing to me as well is just the fact that when we get to the bottom of this article, you can turn all the shit off if you don't want it. That's so huge to me. Youth Academy now, there's more countries. You can play rush tournaments with your Youth Academy players. You can at least play with your Youth Academy now, which is a nice change as well. Here's that screenshot right there. You know, youth tournament ends in 61 days. I think it's, I want to say it's every 2 months you can play in a youth tournament, and your players' potentials can improve based on that youth tournament as well, which I still think it's not like as much as they could add into Youth Academy, but at least you can play with them now, which that's a good step. And also your players will look young when you get them, and you'll see them physically grow as a part of their development as well, which I think is honestly a huge addition. As you can see here, like this player face, you can tell they look pretty young there. Looks like a 17-year-old. You can see from these faces. Not gonna lie to you, is this cranium? Because look at this face, look at this face. I mean, they are borderline identical. They are not looking too different. So I'm not sure like why you chose these faces as the ones to promote, because they don't look very different, but okay. At least we'll see them physically grow. There's women's football manager career, of course, there. And here's a lot more customization, which I really think is a W. Players who want a more relaxed experience, you can not get sacked. There can be no scouting. Players develop faster if you want them to. Just any customization like that, I think, is massive. We also got new social media. There's Fabrizio Romano, who we, got leaked a couple months ago that he'll be in the game. The Athletic is apparently in it, like the new social media tab is right down here, which, is probably not going to be a huge change. We'll probably not look at it after like the first month of the game, but, it is something new. So I still think that, to be honest, there's more changes to career mode than Ultimate Team, at least fundamental changes, which is kind of insane. Obviously, though, career mode is still not where it should be, because they neglected it for a decade. But player career with icons now, if you care about that. I don't really care myself, but origin stories you can choose from now. In your player career mode, you can start off with the son of a former professional footballer. You can come from nothing, like a rags to riches story, or you can start as a player who had a career like devastating injury, career-ending injury, and actually came back from that as like a 25-year-old. So those are 3 different starting points you can do, which I think is also a pretty interesting way to add some new variables to player career mode. Yeah, it's climb to the top, it's great expectations, and then return to glory. Those are the 3 ones. He's 27 actually. Okay, so those are the 3 different origin stories you can choose from. And we have the player avatars, which if you want to see what some of these creations look like, go onto my Twitter. I can't show you, but you can see on my Twitter what some of them look like. With the new cranium, you can make some fucking abominations, okay? The customization you have is actually insane. One thing that does suck is you can't change players' appearances that are in your youth academy or like players in career mode. That should be a feature immediately, in my opinion. But anyway, that's kind of all the career mode deep dive news. And it just makes me so much more disappointed with what the Ultimate Team deep dive was. I mean, let's be real. There was not much interesting in Ultimate Team. If you're not into Rush, like, we don't know what Rush will look like. Maybe that's going to be such a fundamental change, but there wasn't that much interesting at all. And to me, career mode starting points, like live starting points, is, yes, a feature that should have existed long ago. It's in most sports games at this point, but I think that's actually the feature I'm most excited for potentially next year, let alone anything in Ultimate Team. Now, Ultimate Team is more fleshed out than career mode is, so that's different, of course, but it just, man, I'm like an Ultimate Team player, and it feels so weird to sit here and be like, well, we got a premium season pass, duplicate storage, which are probably going to just make SBCs more expensive now, and maybe more Evos. Maybe they'll be better, and that's it. Like, what are the new changes, really? God, I hope we end up seeing more changes that they didn't announce that we're going to end up hearing about here as time goes on. I really hope so, but it's just strange. Also, guys, UFL will be released September 12th worldwide. Early access is on the 4th of September, so a free-to-play next-gen football video game. Give it a try, okay? If it ends up not being very fun, it ends up not being very fun, but if you care about giving EA competition, if UFL puts up really big numbers, it's actually put up pretty decent numbers so far. If it does that, EA will be taking note of that. Now, will they going to make a lot of changes because of that? God knows, but they will for sure take note of that. And we know FIFA 2K is coming out eventually at some point in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. So competition is coming. If you really are passionate about having EA not be the sole proprietor of football games, then let's show UFL some love. But okay, let's read your comments and then we will get to our icon pick. Basic Shapes is they are not putting all the good stuff in the trailer or deep dive because they know you're buying another game. They're adding the stuff like FCIQ to attract new players. Either way, the game will probably be nice in the beginning and will be shit mid-time because EA always shits on stuff mid-time. Assuming you mean middle of the cycle. That's an interesting take. Like, maybe they're only adding things they think will entice new players to play. Do they think FCIQ will attract new players to play? I actually don't really I don't know why they would think that, but maybe their marketing is catered more towards like newer players, and then they know that they have the hardcore players already buy the balls, are going to buy the game anyway, and now they're just trying to attract new players with the deep dives. It could be, I'm not sure. Future Trunk says, don't you get 4,500 FC points for pre-ordering the game? Everyone bitching for nothing. It's like, that is true that you can technically pay off 3 of the season passes with FIFA points that you get from the pre-order, but then obviously after that you have to pay. We've seen better editions of a season pass in other games, but we're not seeing that in this one, at least not so far. They could add it to where it's FIFA points, you end up getting enough to where like you don't have to buy it anymore after buying it once. That could be, it just wasn't leaked that that's going to be the case. And knowing Electronic Arts, I would be more inclined to believe that they're going to go with a more greedy route on this. So yeah, you can buy it 3 times technically if you want to wait and use those FIFA points on just the season. You can do that, but you're also pre-ordering the extra edition of the game. You know, you're spending extra 30 bucks on the game, so you still have that trade-off as well. And then Marzipan Monkey, would be amazing if everyone just united in not touching the premium season pass and just all completed it at the same rate whilst denying EA with more for their greedy pockets. Won't happen, but a nice thought. Listen, I'm telling you right now, if everybody really demonizes the use of FC points, whether you buy the game or not, people will buy the game whenever. They'll wait for it's on sale, they'll buy it right now, they'll pre-order the shit. Like, you're just not gonna stop that realistically. What you can stop is FC points. You can stop it. You can start demonizing people who do use FC points next year. A big thing too, though, is that one of the biggest ways to get views on YouTube is people opening packs. So the community is slightly at fault for that. Now, of course, it's like the blame goes both ways, creator and viewer, but the money's sitting there where the viewers go, right? That's where the views are. It's where the money is for a lot of these bigger creators out there. They're going to open packs for next year if the money's there. So part of that also lies on the community and what they want to watch. So it does end up going kind of both ways, but the question is, will we see a change next year? I really hope so. I think we can make a change. There's really only one way to find out whether it'll be successful or not, and it's give it a try. So we'll see how it goes. But okay, let's open this icon pick and we stay hot. We've actually gotten kind of some decent pack pulls over the last couple days here. We're not staying hot. In fact, we are ice cold, Antarctic levels of freezing, ice cold, Palmer levels of cold. I'm out of here. Peace.